Okay. Good afternoon. Once again, by the grace of God, I'm able to sit and take a minute, if you will, talk to you. I missed you for a couple of days. I have you in my blood. I have you in my mind. My name is Melvin Jackson. I'm your brother. I'm your messenger. And I'm your anchor. Those that's new that's joining us, welcome. I hope this is not the last time you come and see your brother. What we do here is like a weight room. This is our build-up club. We build the muscles in the mind. And Anchor Club is the club that we belong to, and I hope you become a member. Once I get started, I'd like to say these things before I do. One is if you agree with subject contents, you bear out your brother, you get a chance to meet me. Hopefully, you think something of me, and hopefully, you'll come back, like I said. We're here about building up. We're here about strengthening ourselves, improving ourselves, improving our mind, checking our outlook. We're here to do an overhaul, if you will, excuse me, to upstairs. That's in our head. And I hope you can get something out of what we're talking about today, or maybe I could trigger a thought in your mind. And perhaps it'll cause you to start to think about things. That's what I'm about. That's what the Anchor channel is about. This is what we do here. We fortify each other and we strengthen each other. We learn how to look at things as they are, not just how we want them to be. We take the reality, if you pardon my expression, sometimes it could be a strong drink. But like medicine, if we are to get better and we have faith in the medicine that we're taking, then we continue to do it. Give me a chance to wake up something in you that God is waking up in me. And so, if you see fit, hit the subscribe button. Don't let this be the last time you hear the sound of my voice. And feel free to leave a comment below. Okay, so once again, I'll get past the little lightweight stuff. Every now and then I do dress down, if you will. It's no disrespect to you, because I think highly of you, like I think highly of myself, and even higher of what God shares with me. And so sometimes I feel that I do my best to dress appropriate, because these are my work clothes, if you will. I feel like I'm at the office. I feel like I'm on duty. Sometimes when I'm relaxed and I do a video, I don't know. I like to think what you think about that. If it's neither here nor there with you, I got that. If you have a preference, who doesn't? I'll be glad to hear it, and I will respond accordingly. So our talk of the day is like what I've been going through the last couple of days. It seems sometimes when I'm focused on doing my Father's work, I get disruption. Sometimes I think that that's just life. Things happen. I don't get discombobulated and I don't fall apart. I take it as it comes. And I'm learning, once again, how to be patient. And sometimes situations call for just that. The last couple of days I've been trying to stay on track with what I'm doing with you here. And I had a couple of mishaps. Funny thing, a thought came to me and it said, it seemed like whenever you do God's work, there's always a disruption. I don't think it's God testing me, because he knows everything about me. He knows what I do before I do it. And then I used to think maybe it's the evil one that's peeking in and trying to disrupt me, trying to throw me off track as it was. You know, sometimes I really don't know how much credibility. I've been around a lot of people that, you know, I hear that phrase a lot. You know, the devil's trying to block me, the devil's doing this, the devil's doing that. And when I ponder it, I say, well, the devil can't do nothing that God don't allow him to do. God made the devil. The devil ain't made God. Makes me think about the book of Job, when he asked Satan, you know, what do you think about my servant? Loyal he is, good man he is. Satan responded that because all of the things you give him. I bet you if you took some of them things away from him, he'd curse you to your face. And I don't know, when I hear that, well, according to scripture, it was a challenge. So God took those hedges, as it was, the things he gave Job, including his family, and all the things that he had, including his health. Excuse me, actually God didn't do that, but he allowed Satan to test Job. God knew the outcome, because God knows everything. Satan is silly in the head like me, if you will. And I say that in a way of saying, even though he's an angel, he don't know what God knows. Because if he knew what God knows, it wouldn't be a test. But he's not God. God is God. My Father is God. My Father controls everything. And my Father gave him the ability to turn Job's life upside down, but gave him this order: don't harm a hair on his head. I mean, you know, things like that always show me, man, God is in touch. God is in charge. He gives the devil orders. The devil don't give my Father anything. Okay, so I say that to say, so God is always in charge. Satan is, that part of him is almost like, it is likened to man, because he doesn't know what God knows. He wouldn't keep challenging God. And if he had the respect for my Father, he wouldn't be an adversary of my Father. But be that as it may, I don't like to ponder him so much. I'm talking about Satan. Sometimes when I think I ponder him too much, I give him too much credibility. He matters, but he doesn't. He doesn't matter because he is not, pardon my expression, and I mean this respectfully, he's not the shot caller. God is. Remember and always remember, my Father made everything that exists, and there's nothing in existence that my Father, our Father, did not make. So, okay, so yeah. So, you know, so I don't play with that too much. Okay, they're out of this order, they're out of whatever my mishaps is for the moment is explainable, because life is like that. You might have to wait till Monday, delays and what have you, and it's all under the scope of life. I take it that way. But I do every now and then, like why is all of this happening? I'm trying to do this, man. I'm trying to do this for God, man, and I'm being blocked. But I find my way, around it. My patience is half that battle. Because my patients talk to me and they say, ah, all right, so you can't do it till Monday, or all right, you gotta wait till it come in, or all right, whatever the situation called for. All right, it's not. Excuse the expression. It's not the end of the world. You'll be able to do it. So sometimes I put that with my patients sometimes. And oh, but I wanted to do it today, and because blah 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 blah. And I got 1,000 different reasons why I'm uptight and disappointed. But then when I all right, calm down, calm down. It'll get done. It'll get done. Be patient, bro. Be patient, brother. And so that's what I try to do. So our subject matter is to learn patience. Easier said than done, like most things. You know how we always talk? Easier said than done. But when I start to build that muscle, patience, I gotta look at it like a muscle. When I start developing it, when I start to, when I start to give way to it, let it do what it do, and I do what I do. At the end of the day, patience is, as they say, it's a virtue. And so, in my patience, and that comes in time, my practice in it is another story, because like I said, when you want things done in a timely way, or the way you had it in mind to do or to have, and it don't work out that way, sometimes it lays ground for disappointment. And that's life, because life got disappointments. Every day isn't the best, and every day isn't the worst. But the patience balance things, if you will. And so the practice of it makes me better at it, and I'm getting better at it. I can say that for myself without being overconfident about it, and be fair, because some days, depending on what it is, some days I can take it with a grain. Oh, okay, I'm the best. And then some days like, oh my God, how could that be? But I told you in advance, and blah, 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 and I got to get this off before I say, yeah. It's like I'm talking to somebody, and they're saying, yeah, but, I couldn't help it. It was out of my control, blah, blah, blah. And Monday, the guy said it'll be here. And after all of my energy that I done threw in that direction, it comes down to, there's nothing I can do about it. So I have to wait, and so do you. And so be it. And I end up waiting. And like I said, sometimes it's preparing and doing other things in replacement of that. To keep busy, or to stay on course, whatever it is, that I do. I had more time to prepare, if you want to look at it that way, because had things been on point what I had in mind, then I would be doing that. But now that I'm not doing that, I guess I can do something else. I have no choice but to do something else. So again, patience has a place, to say the least. Okay, so if you don't mind, I liken it to a little event. One of my pastimes is fishing. I love fishing. Ask me what I like about it, I could probably tell you. I like being near the water. I like the calmness of it. For me, it's stress-free. Everybody has something that they really like. But for me, when I was younger, my older brothers used to take me, and I used to really, really enjoy myself. And so now it's become, one of my passion for pastime. Anyway, I would like to share a little story with you. About a month ago, weather started changing a little early. It's up and down right now, but it was changing a little early, and I decided that I wanted to get out the house and do something different. So I decided to go fishing. I'll try to get past this and get to the point so I don't bore you to death. Um, well, I set out to go fishing and I decided to um, see what was biting in this area where I live. They have bluefish, they have striped bass, bigger fish. They got porgies and smaller fish. But I always like striped bass, and I always like bluefish. I used to hear a lot of rumors about bluefish, about if they said if you really enjoy a fight, that's a fight meaning to get that fish on the side with you and get them out of the water, boy. You picked a good one, because a bluefish will give you your run for your money. And anyway, so let me jump the story. And so I went and I put my little tackle box together. I have a fishing rod, that's the pole. I have a reel, that's what you use to bring the fish in and cast out. I have a line, that's what you tie your hook on and you put the bait on, and once the fish take the bait, then that's catching a fish. Anyway, so I went out that day. That morning, I went out earlier than usual because I've been hearing a lot about these particular fish are more active at night. I'm not big about running out there in the middle of the night. It's probably not the middle of the night, but late at night fishing, that's a little over my head. But at any rate, that's what I was doing. I was fishing near the shore. I use this fish called bunker fish, and that's the bait that the striped bass like to eat and the bluefish like to eat. So I'll do this quick demonstration. I went out, I put my stuff together, I cast out there, and I put my rod on the side, and I'm just sitting there enjoying the water and enjoying the moment. That particular day was really nice, and it was good to get out the house. I felt good. I had nothing really bothering me or burdening me. It was just, if you pardon my expression, just a calm and easy day. Lo and behold, my rod, the fish hit. The rod, like I said, for those that don't understand, the rod is up in the air like this. Well, these fish, when they hit your rod, when it's a small fish, if you can see my finger, it take the very tip of the rod and it goes like this. And you look and like, oh, look at what's going on. And then usually when it bend a little, that means the fish took the bait and it's on the hook. So now you gotta reel them back to you, and that's the process. Well, anyway, just so happened, I did that. And when I came home earlier that day, I was looking at something on YouTube, and I was trying to understand the different knots and the different things. I'm not going to take you through all of that, but I was on YouTube watching that, and then they had a little thing about striped bass and bigger fish, and they were saying one of the guys that was talking, he said, what it is, a lot of people don't understand about the bigger fish and bluefish and striped bass are like this. When they see their pole move, the rod move, they're quick to grab it and jerk it back. He's saying sometimes you're better off just leaving it until it take the hook, because if you pull it back too soon, it's almost like the fish is ready to take it, and then when you pull it back, you spook or scare the fish away. Some might even be ready to take it, and you take it back, so he never get a chance to get on the line. Well, his idea was not to do that so quick. Wait until you see your rod start bending. That's when you know he's hooked. Anyway, so here I am. So the first day I went out 4 times. 4 times this happened to me. And lo and behold, on the 3rd time, or should I say the 4th time when that happened, each time when I went to bring the fish closer to the rock so I can bring them out, my line snapped. I was questioning if it was my line that gave way or what's going on. So I went to the bait store, and the gentleman told me in the bait store that, that sounded like bluefish, because bluefish have teeth. And most fishermen know when they come to bluefish, you be very, very careful. Well, you could lose a finger with a fish like that. He's not, his teeth ain't big as a shark, but he could do some damage. You will be running to the emergency room, and I don't even want to go further than that. But you got to respect that fish in terms of putting your fingers anywhere near his mouth. Long story short, so I took my line and he said, and it might be that the line that you're using isn't strong enough. So I said, okay, you know what? Just put a stronger line on these two reels for me. And so I'm talking to him as he's doing it. And he said to me, well, just to be sure, why don't you buy a couple of these leaders? Because, and let me explain what a leader is. A leader's thin like a line, but it's metal. And fish can't bite. See, the line is nylon. And when the fish bite it, when the bluefish bite it, he snaps it because his teeth goes like a razor blade, cut it right in half. Well, the leader's made out of metal and he can't bite that. So I said, yeah, you know what? Okay, throw a couple of those in. Make a long story short. But because I had three big hits, and my imagination said those are very big fish. Okay, so next day I went out early in the morning. Sure enough, I set it up just like I said. And I'm sitting there, I'm not thinking about nothing much. I look up at my pole every now and then. And all of a sudden, when I look, sure enough, my pole said 1, 2. And I looked up and I was like, uh-oh, action. But something was saying, because I listened to what he was saying the other day about not being too quick to pull it, I didn't touch it. I stood up from the chair, but I didn't touch it. And the last pulled, literally bent my rod. I got a decent rod. It's not cheap or anything, and it's fiberglass, and it's a rod. Man, that thing bent down like this. I couldn't believe my eyes. Well, I jumped up from that chair and I got busy. I started bringing this fish, and all of a sudden, as I was bringing him, he was pulling back. So this is what they call playing, or letting a fish run. So you loosen the gear, and that allows the line to go when it's pulled. And then the idea is to let him pull it, bring him back some more. He's gonna run again, bring him back some more until eventually, he gets tired and he tires out, and I'm able to bring it to me. Let me tell you, when I brought that fish to the side, and that line came straight to the tip of the water, and I brought it up enough that I could see the head of the fish. I caught a striped bass like this, I kid you not. And funny thing about when you look down in the water, as you look in the water, it just looked bigger than it was. I didn't know whether to bring it in and throw my rod and run. I'm being silly. Well, anyway, so I brought it in. Oh my God, there was a few guys that was fishing and not too far from me on the other side. I guess they seen all the commotion. They seen my rod bent up, and they came running over to where I was at to see what I had gotten, what I had caught. And when I pulled it out the water, they were amazed, but I was more amazed than them. Like I said, I caught a striped bass like a monster. I was so belated, I didn't know what to do. I was nervous, excited. And let me stop there, and I don't want to draw too much time on just this particular story. But there's a lot of lessons in it. One was, when I failed the first time, I came close to something that I didn't see for quite a while. That's like me and you. That's like you get a glimpse of what you're after. And it put goose pimples on the back of my neck, because that you're able to see what it is that you want. Like, oh man, look at that. It's, for me, it was excitement that I know it's there. I know it's there. I've seen it. I've seen it happen 4 times that day. 4 times. I kid you not. God is my witness, and I don't use that word lightly. So please believe me when I use it. And maybe I should stop saying it, but He is my witness to my truth, to the truth. I was so excited I didn't know what to do. I took pictures. Oh man, I showed my brothers. They couldn't believe that. Oh man, that's probably somebody else caught it. It's always a hater out there, right? Okay, but my point again is to say, when you see, you get a glimpse sometime. God will give you a glimpse, even if it's not yours. You're looking in the car dealership, and this is nice, and then something comes past, and you look at it. I mean, these are material things, but I think my point is that you see something that you like. Whoa, what is that? Oh, that's the so and so. Man, that's a bad boy. Oh man, I like that. Ooh, how much? No, you talking a lot of money. Oh yeah, man. That'll be on the bucket list. Wow, man. I use that again. That's material things, but things like a job opening. Suppose you went to, I don't know if it ever happened to you, that you go for a job. And when you get there, the job that you might have had in mind for either is not there or it's been changed or whatever. But what is there is better than the job that you were looking for. That's now, to my mind, it's a wow. Oh yeah, well you get this and this is a that and whoa, this is much bigger or better even than I thought. Well, we can set up an interview, whatever encapes that very moment that you have an opportunity for it. I don't know about you, but I know about me that I would say to myself, man, I wish I could get that. But I've been disappointed before. I am, and I was, and I still am sometimes careful, because when I see something that I want, I don't want to disappoint myself that I can't get it. And I hope I'm talking to somebody. Whether I have doubt in my abilities or doubt in the situation, I don't know what it is, but I've done that before. I'm probably not much removed from that, other than the fact is, because they always say, and I've been around people that said, if you want it, own it. It's yours. Come on, man. Don't do that to me, man. But what they're saying is true. And in another way, what they're saying is to believe in yourself. You qualify for whatever it is that you want. Whether you believe it or you don't believe it. Our Father don't show you things to tease you. The God I serve don't do that. No, He don't do that. No, He don't. If He's showing you something, and you showing an interest or a taste for whatever it is certainly possible. Now, what you may have to do to get it, that might be open to whatever it takes. But I've taken less than what I wanted before, and not to be greedy, but I wasn't satisfied because I wanted that. I want that. You talk to your father, your mother, I don't know, not disrespectfully, but just saying, Mommy, I want that. Daddy, Dad, I want that. I've taken less than what I wanted before, only to feel the very thing that we're talking about. And sometimes it says, if you're willing to do what it takes, you can get that. Sometimes people throw up there, oh, see, I told you I couldn't get it. No, no, no. You don't tell me nothing. You told yourself that. So you almost, or if you didn't already, defeat yourself before you given yourself a chance. You, my love, my beloved, my family, you can get anything that you want. You have to first believe that you can. Maybe, again, it starts out with little things. Maybe. I don't know everything. I'm learning like you. But we're pondering thoughts here. Maybe, just maybe I could get that. But I might have to sacrifice this, or I might have to, and then we do the math. And if it adds up, so be it. If it don't, with me, oftentimes, and in the past, I made a note of, one day, maybe I can't do it now, but one day, I'd like to get that. God has treated me to some of them things, not all of the things, because everything I see I don't need. God know that. God probably said to me, if I gave you that, you'd kill yourself. Excuse me, it was strong talk. But you'll do harm to yourself. You're not ready for that. That'll take you backwards. No, amen. It's like our father or our mother, that we pick something for whatever reason. It shine nice, it look nice, it look bad. We used to say, man, that's bad. I want that. But it may not be good for you. It may not be good for you. I may jump. Oh Lord. I may do whatever it takes to get it, only to see that it wasn't for me. That's fair, because those are lessons in life. You hear those things often. Everything isn't for everybody, and everything isn't for you. But God is a God that knows what's good for you. Amen? I trust that. I trust that. That's all I got. Oh, excuse me. That's all I have. In terms of my respect for God. It kind of takes time to get to that place. Whether you're young and you're being exposed to things. Man, that's a nice apartment. Man, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. The world is a candy store. And you can pick out that and this and that. You remember when we was kids, we go in the candy store? Remember licorice? Mama used to say, you ain't get none of that. Little bit I know that darn thing sitting in your teeth, and that sugar eat into your teeth. The next thing you know, you be sitting on a dentist chair somewhere. But I don't know that as a kid. And oh man, see, every time I want, that's us when we're younger. But when we get older, sometimes we get a little wiser. Sometimes we don't. But the ones of us, the ones that do get a little wiser, that we see, the ins and outs of things. Everything ain't what it look like, or if you can buy that, or you're willing to do without this, or it's too expensive, or you need to save your money, oh, well, great, I'll be 99 years old when I'm able to afford anything. So I was thinking, almost as if to say that because we don't get it, we're failures. No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. But so we strengthen ourselves. We have to understand we could get and do anything we put our mind to. It's just staying focused. It's staying dedicated, excuse me. And sometimes when the process is finished of the makeup or who you are, you may end up saying, you know what? I saved for it. I'm ready to do it. But now it gave me time to think, I really don't need that. Sometimes, beloved, we don't know what we want. And I'm talking about me. Sometimes I don't know what I want. And sometimes I don't know what I need until I have it. When my desires change before my very eyes, it make me think sometimes, man, do I know this guy? Well, this guy is me I'm talking about. I am my brother's keeper. Me, myself, and I'm beginning to start to learn who I am. Good side of myself, bad side of myself. I'm getting to know who Melvin is. You don't have to wait till you're 70. I am 70. These are uncharted waters for me. I ponder that sometime. Imagine at 70, I get all of the sense. Now it feels like life is coming to, if I'm not already in the third quarter, I'm moving to the fourth. I don't have too much time on this earth based on the average time of living. Those things don't really ring in my mind. When my father called me, I come. And until that happened, I'll live every day that he allowed me. And I'll appreciate every day. And the older you get, the wiser you will get. Sometimes you learn a lot different lessons when you're younger. You're blessed because you got some time to go before you can really sit like where I'm sitting right now and say, man, I won't say I've done everything I've wanted to do in life because I haven't. One day I'd like to visit Egypt. One day I'd like to travel to Africa. One day I still got a list. I still got a list. As long as God give us the breath of life, it's meant for us to live every day. I ain't caught up on how old I am. I feel it in my body. I see the difference in myself. But my mind and my spirit is as sharp as it always was. In fact, sharper. Because like I said, I'm able to look at things. I'm able to focus on things. I'm blessed because I know God. And I took time to know him. And I can't speak to that today, but maybe one day we will get a chance to speak to it. Maybe next chance we talk, we will. Because that's important, man. That's almost like the bag that you put your tools in. You can't carry a wrench here, a saw here. You know, I'm a retired carpenter. I'm running around carrying all of these, all of these things have a place. God is my bag. Forgive me, Father, for saying that. But what I mean is, God is my carrier. God is so good to me, man. I want you to take time to try to get to know God, man. Yo, man, God, excuse me, Father, for talking like this. God is the joint, man. God is your best friend. God don't let you down. God teach you. What a father, man. We got a father. If we don't have an earthly father, we have a father that created this universe, man. And I'm here to bring you to meet him, man. But you gotta know this, man. Please, beloved, take time to get into the spiritual part of yourself, man. There is too much strength there not to speak on, man. And if anybody shallow you and pull you away with that nonsense, man, I spent enough time with nonsense. There's nothing, absolutely nothing to gain. It almost seemed like a waste. Well, to a certain point, it is a waste of time. But sometimes if that's what you got to do to see what you need to see, I guess is really not a waste of time as such. But man, when you get on the guard, boy, you latch your anchor on my ship, because my anchor is anchored to the Father, boy, and he don't let me down. And I'm not all of that. And I'm not trying to be all of that. I'm who I am. And I change. Like the tide is up and the tide is down. I change like the sun is up in the morning and it rushes to go back down at night. Nothing stays the same. Try to get to understand yourself. Try to get to understand the things that are around you. Everything isn't balled up in a circumstance. It's how you perceive it. Every defeat is not the end of the fight. You get knocked down as a boxing metaphor. The fight ain't over. You just got knocked down. It means that you better start paying attention and be aware of what you're doing out there. Sports, the same thing. Basketball, football, any of that. Any of that. You never count a man when he's down, because if you do, you'll find yourself more than not on the short end of the stick. When the horse comes out of the gate to race, brother, you don't know who's going to win until they cross that finish line. And I'll say this and I'll be finished for today, brother. Whew. A whole team of, at a horse race, I think it was 10 horses. One is the favorite, the rest is questionable. Maybe 2, maybe 3, who knows? I'm not no real horse fan, but I say this because the story's it got a good point. Well, everybody thought the favorite horse was going to be, let's just say, horse number 1. And the least one would probably be, let's just say, horse number 9. Let's give him number 9. And so the race started. The gate opened up. The horse that they thought would win came out like a wild stallion. That gate lifted, man, he took off. Man, look at that horse. Now that's a horse there. The horse that didn't look like he was munching nothing stumbled before they even got to the quarter of that circle, what they call the quarter, and he tripped. But good thing he didn't break his leg or hurt himself. He got back up and he kept running. The horse that everybody was thinking was going to be the main horse, or the highly favorite, was coming. The race was running and he was coming up to the third point and looked like he was nothing but blue skies ahead, as they say. And the horse that had tripped started gaining speed. Don't you know, when they got a little more than the quarter of the race, meaning it's a shorter distance left, the favorite horse bumped against another horse, lost his balance, and went tumbling over the rail, rider, saddle, and all. And the horse that tripped when it came out the gate had 2 horses to beat to get to that finish line. He beat the 2 horses and he won the race. Interesting metaphor. But good reason to look back at it, to say, look at that. They didn't think this horse could do what he did. And they didn't certainly think he would win, and he won. The horse that they thought would win got clumsy, fell, and didn't win. My point in the story is, you never know. You see, I'm the horse that tripped when he came out. I'm a stumbler for sure, boy. There's nothing pretty about me. But there is something good about me. I believe in God, man. And as long as I believe in my Father, all things are possible through Him that strengthens me. My brothers and sisters, short talk, miss you, wanted to say some things to you, and I'm glad that God allowed me the opportunity to talk, to share and be with you today. I hope in the future God will allow me to do more of this. Well, I want to introduce you to your Father. You got a Father, you got a power behind you, you just don't know. And to those that do know, blessed are you. But believe it, strengthen that belief, because there's signs all around you This world seems like it's tumbling in. Sometimes look like it's ready to tip over this axle. But as long as God is holding the axle on the earth, that won't happen. As long as God got our back, we're good. Stick with your father. You got a father. You got a father that care about you. And you'll survive any and all things. And he'll strengthen you when you're weak, just like me. Get to know him. That's the power pack that we need behind us. Beloved, once again, I love you. I love my brother and I love my sister. I love my mother and my father. And I love my little ones. We're a family. We work together. I hope I was able to give you something to think about, because that's what it's about. That we exercise really good upstairs. We're working channels. We're just starting. We still got more to go. I pray that we are able to make company with each other again. But I have a lot to share with you. That's my duty to God, because he shared with me. Keep your head forward. Beloved, take care of your family. Love your family, love yourself. And God willing, like I said, we'll see each other again. Newcomers, you're welcome to come back. I pick subjects sometimes as I'm being led. Sometimes I feel like I pick them, and sometimes the thought picks them. So sometimes I don't know if these are truly from God or points that maybe God want me to talk about, because they're important to us. They are. So when I introduce you to yourself, I'm introducing you to God, if you will. And maybe that sounds a little, maybe that might be a bit much, but I'm a reminder. That's maybe what make me a messenger. A messenger is what I want to be. I want to be a man of God every day from here on in, if God will allow me. And I can't see a reason why he wouldn't. I love you, my family. You take care of yourself. Please tune in. Listen, once again, if you're new, subscribe so you could get to me at the touch of a finger. And God willing, I will be there to get in touch with you, because you're me and I'm you. We are one another. I am my brother's keeper. I am that anchor. I am that messenger. And I am your brother. Once again, my name is Melvin Jackson. I love you, family. Take care, and I hope to see you real soon. Stay safe and be blessed. Thank you for listening.